Oh man, it's been a beautiful day. Went out and we're kiting and was able to fly the Atom 80, which was really cool. There's so much wind, I was able to fly the Atom 80. Looks like we are live, which is incredibly awesome. What's up, y'all? Good to see you. Welcome to PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, ClearProp TV, and pairedtalk.org. This is going to be a wonderful podcast tonight because we got our very own Joshua Marsh that's been on the panel for the last month. He's actually going to be our guest. He's an amazing pilot, has about 30 flights or so under his belt, but we'll get to that in just a moment. First of all, let's say hello to Linda Anderson, our very own PR girl with the pom poms. Where's the pom
Hi,
poms?
everybody. Welcome. Monday
Where's the,
night.
where's the pom poms?
Welcome, chatters.
Yay!
I call over the place, as usual. Yeah,
Welcome, Linda.
I'm always all over the place. Yes, welcome, chatters. Welcome, viewers, listeners, however they call it. Thanks for hanging with us Monday night. ClearProp TV, the only place to be. You know that. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's all I have to say.
I heard from somebody
Anyway.
that we are the number one podcasting people on Monday nights. So if
That's
you're here
right.
on Monday nights, I heard that we're number one. I don't know.
That's a cold, hard fact.
Right.
So Linda Anderson, if you don't know, is our PR girl. She's the one that if you want to be on our show, you get up with her. You go to paramomusa.com. It forwards over to our Facebook page and just PM her and say, hey, I want to be on PPG Grandpa's Promoter Podcast, ClearProp TV, and pairedtalk.org, and she will hook you up. I think that we are completely booked up for October. And November is being booked up, so make sure you get up with Linda Anderson. We definitely appreciate you, Linda, for everything that you do for the show.
Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. We also got Will Fly from willflyppg.com. How you been, buddy?
And doing good. Got a quick 30-minute flight in tonight and really enjoyed it. Beautiful sunset, smooth air. Couldn't ask for more. It's getting a little colder though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, at altitude. I'm feeling it.
Uh-oh, it's about time for gloves and our heated
Heated gear.
material. Yeah. Awesome. Anything new? Any just the tip on your channel or anything?
Just the Tip 5.0 came out last week, and I'm working on the next one, so I'll keep you apprised.
And where do we go to check that out?
You check it out at willflyppg.com or just search for Will Fly on YouTube.
Awesome. And we also got our sponsor, Jim Sennard from Canada, the only guy I know that has maple syrup, smell, and money. But he takes care of us as far as giving us our stickers and our decals. And if you don't know, decals are decals. But I mean, he got me that first time when he said that he makes decals. I'm like, what the hell is a decal? It's a decal. Welcome, Jim. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And thank you so much for being our sponsor.
Hey, you're very welcome. It's wonderful to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your business and what you can do for peeps.
I can print virtually anything, considering ink on paper is what I do, or ink on things is what I do. And that can be in any format. So there's quite a variety of things: checks, business cards, note cards, envelopes, you name it. If it's
Money?
on
Money?
stuff, no money, no money.
Ah,
no
crap.
money.
All right. Anything but money. Okay, gotcha. And
The ability is there. It's just legal.
we just want to make it legal. I gotcha. So how do we get up with you, and what's your website, buddy?
You can connect with me through carepp.com, and you can get to all of my websites through that site there.
I see that you got a QR code on your background there. So if we scan that, is there something special there? I think that there is. So you guys make sure that you scan this real quick. Go to Care PP using that QR code, and you might see something really cool.
Yeah, and if you do use that and you contact us, let us know and we'll get you a discount for sure.
Wow. I'm telling you guys, make sure you use that QR code. But thank you so much for joining us, Jim, and thank you very much. We definitely appreciate you guys on the panel, but it's not about you guys. It's not about me. Tonight is all about Joshua Marsh. He is our guest, but he's also been a panel member, and he's been flying since Mother's Day. Is that correct?
Yep, sure have. First flight was Mother's Day.
and you got about 30 flights under your belt, but you got a lot of interesting things to talk about as far as getting to the point of learning everything before you go to class and actually start flying. So tonight's going to be a really awesome show. So thank you very much, Josh, for joining us tonight. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into paramotoring.
Well, 35 years old. Got a huge family, family of 7. After my first flight was out of basic training, I knew when we fell 100 feet out of the air, I was like, yep, this is what I want to do. So I looked into GA first, and of course, that was out of the budget range right off the bat. And I come across Tucker Gott, like everybody else does, flying to McDonald's. And I knew right then and there, hey, this is what I want to do. So after that, I finally found a instructor here in North Alabama area. He taught free of charge. You provided your own equipment, and he'd teach you to fly it. So I went down there one weekend, and I got to kiting. I got pretty good at that. And then it was my next step was, hey, you got to get your equipment. So I was like, okay. And that took 4 years to get there. I don't have a lot of money, but I have enough to survive. And I realized that, hey, I could make a business out of another one of my hobbies. So turned around, created Rocket City Mushrooms. Sold gourmet mushrooms to some of the big restaurants here in Huntsville. And
So are these the mushrooms that are kind of psychedelic, or these are like
the other side. A lot of people ask me that, and it actually looks like the industry might be going that way. So keep a lookout. You never know.
Well, tell us a little bit about how that industry is going that way really quick, because I gotta hear this real quick.
Of course, y'all know the medical side is starting to hit state by state by state. Well, the medicinal side of mushrooms is a big help for PTSD, especially for military PTSD. It kind of rewires your brain, non-narcotic. You don't have to go on pills, and it helps just kind of reset the dopamine and serotonin levels, the feel good pleasure sensors, and makes you relaxed. And there is a big study and a big movement actually going on right now in Georgia about it, trying to get it legalized there.
And you see, and the things that you guys would not have known if you don't come over and check out Clear Problem Monday nights, because I did not know about this. That's pretty awesome.
It's not just about paramotors anymore.
It really is. You learn so much about so many different things. It really is amazing. I'm sorry, Josh, please continue.
Oh, no, it's all good. Well, I ran that one for a year and a half. Ran it solely just me. I was selling over 100 pounds of mushrooms a week to different restaurants. Yeah, it was a lot of mushrooms. Turned around, made all my money back I put into it. And then I turned around and sold it. And that's what got me my first setup. I got my paramotor from down at Aviator, from the mechanic down there, Neil. And Brad Roper sold me my first wing. And as soon as that wing come in, I went straight back to day 1 or day 0 kiting that thing. I spent about 2 months kiting it before I felt comfortable enough. All right, let's go. And
About how many hours is that 2 months that you're talking about, you think? How many hours of kiting?
Every chance I got, probably a good at least 3 or 4 times a week for at least 2 to 3 hours a week, or 2 or 3 hours a day. So 4 times 3, that's 12 hours at least a week times 8. Was that 72?
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, that I wanted to know before I got up in the air. And I'm still hesitant on some things.
Right.
Getting into spirals now, building my tolerance to G-force. I built my tolerance to bumps pretty quick on a stupid mistake I should have never done, and decided to go fly after a thunderstorm, and that was horrible. I'll never do that again.
Oh my goodness, did you hit a gust front? Tell us about this one.
No, it done passed and everything, and I watched the radar. It was good 10, 15 miles out to my south, and it was moving south. And all the wind indicators around me were showing like 2 gust 5. So it was very calm afterwards. Well, that was at ground level. At about 150 foot up in the air, it was not calm. It was I figured it up to be 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. And at that time, I think I had 15 flights, maybe, with maybe 10 hours of flight time. So I learned how to do my oscillation control during that flight, and my bump tolerance went pretty high that day.
That's pretty incredible. Do you use any apps to check your winds aloft or anything? Did you check it that day, or are you just like, oh, it's nice and cool and let's go up? Or
I actually use Windy and Ryan Carlton. That's the ones I mainly use.
what Ryan Carlton say?
Well, I didn't check it that day. That's the bad thing.
Oh,
I just checked
gotcha.
Windy, and I was like, well, I was looking at all the radar
Gotcha.
stations, and all of them, except for where the storm was below 6, 7 mile an hour. So I felt comfortable. I even had a powered parachute guy go up behind me, and he said that was the scariest flight he's ever been on.
Every time I forget to check PPG zone or Ryan Carlton, I regret it.
Yep, I check it every time now.
Well, it's not a mistake if, I mean, you're able to go through it, and now you always check it, which is good. And you're on the show, and anybody that's listening to this now will learn from your mistake too, and will be like, oh, well, I better check it every single time. It is really good to check your winds aloft for sure. There's Ventu Sky, it's a great app. Ryan Carlton, that's the actual .com that you'd go to on Safari or Chrome. And like you said too, PPG Zone has a good one that shows winds aloft. I agree. Definitely
yeah.
check it.
Big
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. So you been flying since Mother's Day. You have about 30 flights under your belt. You had a really interesting winds aloft after a storm. So what kind of flying do you do? Do you like to do cross country or just stay up around your LZ? What do you like to do as far as flying?
It really depends on the day. I've been to a couple private fly-ins now, out of a little airport here in North Alabama. It's a mix between cross country and low flying. I guess that'd be pretty much what I do 90% of the time. I'm flying high and out wide, but as soon as I get there, I'm looking for fields to drop down low, practice my height to see how high off the ground I am, which at this point is kind of hard still. Maybe that'll be good next week. But other than that, I don't know. It depends on what day it is. Some days I like getting out and just seeing how far I can go, and then some days I like low flying, trying to cut it up a little bit.
Okay. You said you had some issues with your eyes. Did you want to talk about that or not?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. Don't play with fireworks. They'll get you pretty bad. July 1st of last year, I actually had a firework mortar end up going off. It was a dud. I did wait 5 minutes. And as soon as I reached down to pick it up to move it so my daughter wouldn't get hit, it fired off 3 shots, and one of them caught me in my right eye. And at that point, I thought my right eye was gone completely. Got the ER, got medicine, got into the eye doctor and everything. For the first 2 weeks, it was nothing but black. And then I started seeing some light, and it eventually got better. Now it looks like you looking through a glazed window glass. All you can see really is just light. But next week I go, oh, hang on, let me back up. It formed a cataract from the concussion off of it. So I got a full cataract. Next week I go get the lens replacement, and the doc said he's putting a distance lens in, and I should have all my depth perception back, close enough to 20/20. I might need readers for up close stuff. So maybe I can start it.
How
Go
does
ahead.
that, how does that affect your flying, Josh?
It's bad on my landings. I've noticed some places where I'm pulling a flare at 1 foot off the ground, and I'm right there fishing the toe touch. And no, I'm still another 10 feet up in the air when I'm flaring, and that's why I've had a couple hard landings. But I know that's going to change, especially when I can see how far I am actually off the ground. Even looking out to the horizon, it don't help me none on how high I really am.
Yeah, I mean, we really don't realize how important our depth perception and peripheral vision and all that is until we don't have it. Like right there at sunset, you know, when the sun starts
Oh yeah.
down, and it makes the timing of the flare a lot more challenging. Can
Yeah,
be done, but you know, you got to practice stuff like that.
and you saying your peripheral, yeah, anybody I fly with, hey, stay on my left hand side so that I can see you coming up on me if I have to. Otherwise, if they come up on my right, I pretty much got to turn around backwards to see them.
Josh, were you taught like power on landings in school?
No, I was power off.
I've been thinking about, I've been thinking it might be a good idea if instructors taught that at the end, you know,
Yeah.
so that just before you go off on your own, and then you can, like in your instance, it would probably be much easier because you'd know where the ground is.
Yeah, that it might help. I might actually try that one day. I feel comfortable now landing. Yes, sometimes they're hard. I'm not breaking equipment anymore or bending up equipment. So I might try that. I plan on going to fly tomorrow. I might end up trying to power on, see what happens.
Yeah, key thing is come in with lots of brake, not
Yeah.
too much though.
Yeah.
And make sure you're going into the wind. Otherwise, you're gonna run like the Dickens.
Well, that's interesting. Now, I, I hear an echo. Is that you, Jim? All right. So, real quick about the cataracts. I've heard about cataracts. I heard about cataract surgery. I heard about, um, cataract. What is a cataract, and what do they do to fix something like that? And I'm sorry to ask that, but I just don't know what a cataract really is.
It's actually just if I'm not mistaken, I was looking up like natural remedies to it, see what could help, because it looked like my vision was getting better at one point, and it just kind of stalled out. But anyway, it's a protein that has hardened in your lens, and it's not able to flush that protein out like a normal eye would do. And other than that, I've watched one in person of cataract surgery. I just go in there with like a little drill, kind of bust it up, suck it out. Another one is the laser, which I have no idea how that one even works on that. And then the full replacement, which is what I'm getting. So they'll actually take out my whole lens and put in I get a fake one. I don't know what it's made of or anything.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you for that information. I guess one of these days I'll have to actually look on YouTube and figure out what a cataract is. But that was a really good. It made me understand it's a protein that basically fogs up your lens. Yes.
Yeah.
And when you had the firework that hit it, that caused it to not be able to flush out that enzyme, basically.
Yeah, apparently you can get like trauma to the eye by pressure, and it causes some reaction or something to make it fog up.
Okay. That's really interesting.
And actually, I mean, that's a real common operation now with cataract surgery.
Mhm.
So, and I know I've got baby cataracts last time I went in. So, I mean, it's not, it's a good topic. And so it's good to know that, you know, we can still
That's-
fly.
First thing they look for when you get your eyes checked too is glaucoma. That's a big thing too, that it's, you can actually go blind from it or whatever. But I know when I get my eyes checked, they check for that. But the the weirdest thing is when they do the eye check and that air, they put that air in your eye or whatever, you know how they do that? And it just
Mhm.
kind of makes you jump. It's like somebody like, have you had that done, Sean, where, you look at the lens
Actually,
and
actually, I get my eyes done every year because
dilates your eye.
I had LASIK done like way back in the day, and to keep my not insurance, but the guarantee, they will guarantee my eyes forever if I go to the eye doctor every year. So this last time I went to the eye doctor, I was waiting for that puff thing. It's like, where's the puff thing? They say, well, we don't
Oh,
do that
yeah, the
anymore.
puff,
Now they use a laser thing. You just look in it, it does the little thing. You don't feel it. There's no puff anymore. Thank God. I hate puffs of air in my eyes. So
Yeah,
they've
Yeah.
changed that up a little bit. Thank goodness.
good. Yeah.
Any questions in the chat, Mr. Will Fly?
No questions, just a couple of statements. Dave Ross, we've already covered it, but he uses Ryan Carlton, and it's the reason he didn't fly tonight. Brian Waller says, "What's up, folks? Just got my
What's up,
last flight in
Brian?
until Ian passes the hurricane. I guess that's coming up towards him. Good luck with that, man."
Yeah, that
And
sounds scary.
John Wayne's foot drag landings might work.
Yeah.
But it's going to be kind of a non-issue for you after your surgery, right? So
It probably will. I've tried foot dragging, but especially like 2 weekends ago, I think I did close to 50 miles of flying, and I tried foot dragging just the tops of corn and stuff. And what felt to me that I was 6 inches from touching it. One guy's like, "Man, you're still like 2 feet up," and I'm like, "Oh man." So yeah, it just wasn't gonna happen.
Well, that's what I meant when I was saying power on landing, come in with a foot drag so you knew how high you were. And then you could just kill the power and land wherever you wanted. But if you're not touching the ground, I wouldn't do it that way.
Yeah, I'm trying
Continue
not
doing
to.
it
Right
the other
now.
way.
Well, he also only has like 30 hours under his belt, so he's relatively a new pilot. I know I wasn't doing anything like that for months and months into me flying, but then again, I'm an old grandpa, not a young guy like Josh.
I'm getting there. I've already had back surgery too, so
Oh no.
whoa.
that was June 9th of last year. Had a spot on my L5S1. They took out part of my disc, so
I guess you're going to be doing some triking soon, huh?
I'm gonna try to push it off as much as I can.
Triking is so fun. Think about it. When you're coming down, it doesn't make any difference. You can feel the back wheels touch.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it just rolls.
and it rolls. And when you take off, doesn't make any difference either. It's one of the most fun things I've ever done, and I really enjoy triking, even though I do enjoy foot launching. If all you do is foot launch, you're missing out. You're missing out on something fun because 9 times out of 10, whatever foot flying machine you have, you can put on something like a retractor trike or some sort of bolt-on trike, and you don't need to get another machine. You can just bolt on a trike.
And
And
that's what I'm thinking
those
about doing.
and those are really fun.
Thought about it.
Thought about it? Nah, I don't want to do it.
No, I want to do it. I'm trying to, I guess, stay athletic as long as I can because, like I said, done had back surgery, fixing to have cataract surgery, so it's all going downhill pretty quick. So I'm trying to make it go out as long as I can.
You really think that triking is easy, super easy? No,
No, I wouldn't say it would be super easy.
you're still going to get your steps in on your Fitbit. You still got to take that trike down. You still got to bolt it on. You still got to do some stuff with it. You got to set up your wing. So you're still walking around. It's just you don't have to worry about the landings when you have something like this going on. And I never even thought about that until just now. Most people are talking about their knees or their back. Didn't even think about your eyes or
I
something.
didn't even think about that either. Yeah.
So once again, thank God for paramotor, podcast where we can talk about it, just a group of people talking about something like this, because there might be somebody out there that, maybe has cataracts and doesn't really feel safe foot launching, and maybe something like this would be good for them doing the trike. So
Yep.
there we go.
Hey, Don C says when he turned 82, he went back to foot launch.
Awesome.
He's one of the guys I fly with.
Okay.
Good for you, Don C. Good for you.
Right on. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize how many people we had in
Yeah, who's all in the chat?
Yeah, look at all these people in the chat. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead and
say hi to everybody.
Yeah, real quick. I got Goldie Phil, Will Fly, Aaron I. Oh God, speaking about getting old, hold on a second. Oh, so much better. Bill H, Paraninja Flying Flamingo Jade,
Hey, Jane, hi, baby.
Paramotor NC, Aaron I, the PPG guy, John
Aaron,
Wayne,
hi.
one of our sponsors of the channel. So thank you very much, John Wayne. We definitely appreciate you. Tommy Sutherland's in the
Cowboy.
house. James, David
James.
Wolf. What's up, David Wolf? I can't believe that you're actually here
Wolf
hanging out
in the
with
house.
us. But definitely, we're glad that you're here. Let's see. We got Jim from Care PPG. That's awesome. David Rose, Don C, Brian Waller, another guy that helps us out on the channel. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian Waller. And
Brian.
Wendy the Explorer. What's up, Wendy the Explorer? Glad that you're here on the show, hanging out with us in the super chat. And Jeremy, Will Fly, Don C, John Wayne, Brian Waller, Dave Rainey. I thought it was Dave Ramsey. Dave Rainey. Good. Glad everybody's here.
Welcome.
Jeremy's in the house also. Glad that you guys are here. Let's go ahead and continue on our Paramotor podcast. Welcome, everybody. So, Josh, you've been flying for since Mother's Day. You got about 30 flights under your belt. You like to fly different things. I know one of the questions is going to be, what is your go-to gear? What are you flying? Your wing? What size is it? What's your paramotor? And are you going to be doing some sort of upgrade in the future?
Oh yeah, I'm already looking at upgrading. Right now, I got a top 80 that's been upgraded from Neil Aviator. It actually has a Atom 80 exhaust and airbox with a 135 prop. He said it made about 15% more thrust on it, which I kind of believe because I was kind of skittish about a top 80 actually pushing me enough. And this thing trims in, will pick me up pretty quick. So far, my quickest ascent was 31 feet a second. So I think I'm doing pretty good on that.
That's really good. Even with my Mostra, I never got something that high. I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you're doubling my ascent.
And then I do a ITV Baja 29 meter, which I would suggest to any new pilot. That thing is so easy on inflation, on steering. It's easy to control. If it goes off to one side, you step up under it, you apply a little bit of brake, and it's right back over your head. It's no fighting it at all. It comes up easy, it flies easy. It's got a good speed range on it too. Trims out. I can keep up with a couple guys in chat right now halfway until they hit speed bar, and they're long gone after that. So, but my quickest speed so far has been 47 mile an hour on that wing. Of course, that was with a tailwind, but normally it'll fly about 30 mile an hour, 25, 30 mile an hour on a normal day.
Really interesting. Now, how much do you weigh?
I weigh 185.
You weigh 185 flying Atom 80 or Top 80 with a 29 meter wing.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of that configuration before.
And I'm right in about the 60% range of that wing, so I'm not overloading it. I'm not underloading it. I'm right in between, right in the middle of it, and very easy. It hits bumps nice. I've only had one wingtip collapse, and that jumped me around a little bit, but it was already back out before I even knew it, even deflated. So but I love my setup. But I still want to jump up to a 185. I think that's going to be my next buy.
Have you checked out the new HE125s? Their thrust is just a little bit under the Moster 185 with a lot less of the weight.
No, but I'm also looking at that factory R. I'm liking that color scheme on it right now.
Okay, so you just want the Moster. You want the Moster. Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. Have you tried one on your back to see what the difference is? Because Will Fly, you started with Atom 80, and now you're flying a Moster 185. There's a big difference between the two, is there not?
There is. There's no question about it. But the trade-off is well worth it.
Okay. I
Absolutely.
haven't tried one on my back yet. I hadn't even flown a second wing yet. I was supposed to, but the piece of equipment I got on my Facebook page I'm selling right now. He's selling it, so I ain't able to test it out anymore.
Now, you know that when you go to your fly-ins, I'm sure that one of your friends would let you put their Moster 185 on your back. That way you can kind of just feel how heavy it is. Is this something that you want to do? Look around for different things. I know that, you got your eye on that Moster 185, and a lot of people, when they are wanting to upgrade or wanting to do something like, I just want this, and they don't check out all the different things that you can do. So, I mean, when you go to your fly-ins, try different motors on. You don't have to fly them, but put
Yeah.
them on your back and see how it feels.
And that's what I've even thought about doing before I commit to buying it. Of course, that's the one I want right now, but I haven't done enough research. Hey, they might, like you said, the HE125, I might want that one. So I don't know yet, but that's just my idea right now.
I think, like Will Fly says, the difference is a little bit more weight, but the performance is really worth it. Long as that feels good on your back, because you just said that you had something going on with your back. So,
Mhm.
kind of keep that in mind too. Plus, whatever frame you got, you might be able to get a bolt-on trike, especially with that Moster 185.
Yeah, but I don't know if they make, I got a SkyMax Star, so I don't know if they make a trike for it, bolt on. But I know I could build one, so.
Gotcha. Well, so what are you planning on doing as far as like in the future? So you've been flying, you've been doing some buzz around the LZs, you went out a little bit, you're hanging out with friends because you're racing them, and it looks like Don C in the super chat says he makes that 80 scream. Josh knows how to pin it to win it.
Appreciate it, Don. Yep, I sure can. I go full throttle right off the ground until I get up to where I feel comfortable and get everything situated. Then I'll let trims out, start flying around with them. David Rainey's another one I fly with. I see he's asking about the wing bumps. Yeah, David does not take lightly if he does wing bumps. I got my first wing bump 2 weekends ago, and he nailed the snot out of me. But it wasn't that bad. I loved it. It was cool.
For people that are listening to this or have not been or have thought about getting into paramotoring, can you tell us what a tip touch is or a wing bump?
Yeah, just another guy comes in, whoever or you come up, and you just literally touch the tips, wing tips of each wing together, and then you part your ways and you go on. I'm trying to make that as clean as possible.
It's just the tip, right?
Just the tip.
Yeah. Well, Will Fly, he makes good tips on his
Yes.
videos over at willflyppg.com, and his series is just the tip. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing dirty about it.
Well, man, no. So we're pretty much on the same track, timeline, anyways, because Dave Wolf touched my tip for the first time at Purdon's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I know I gotta
He
keep
was
my wing a
gentle.
little bit.
Though. He was real gentle with me.
David Rainey wouldn't. And that there was a whole spiel about that, which I can't release on YouTube. So
Oh, speaking about YouTube, what kind of videos are you putting out on YouTube? And for all of you guys that want to know, his YouTube link is down below his very long, incredible bio. So look in the description down below. Read his bio. It's amazing what this guy has done to help his family and not go fly. And his YouTube link is down below. But what kind of videos do you produce, and what are you planning on producing in the future? Anything more interesting or fun, or just keeping what you got?
Of course, yeah, I'm gonna continue with the videos. My parents live about an hour and a half away from me, so my mom watches it and she likes seeing all that stuff. Then any of the friends, hey, what is it that you do? They're like, I can show them right then and there. So, but otherwise, I put on there what I like, what I think somebody else might like, the crazy stuff like flying under the power line for the first time, doing my spirals, or my crazy crashes that I can't see the ground on. But other than that, hopefully I can get better at editing, doing more storyline type, and maybe one day help somebody out.
Did you say something about flying underneath power lines?
Yep.
All right. What what is that about? Because I can't even tell you how many hours I have, and I've never done something like that.
So you know the high voltage power lines, like I think they're like 600,000 volt or something like that.
Yeah, the really scary ones that I want to stay away from. Yeah, I know those.
Yep. A couple of guys that I know, they like flying under them, and I watched a couple of them go up under it, and I could clearly see there's enough room for somebody to be on top of them and fly up under it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm comfortable at how close I am to the ground. I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, I can always cut right or left and bail out, climb, go over it, whatever. Well, I get up to it and I'm liking it and everything. Of course, yeah, my nerves are through the roof. My adrenaline's pumping. Am I low enough? Am I seeing the ground correct? And yeah, I was. And I scooted right up under it, and the guys, they can tell you I screamed in the microphone because, hey, I did something I thought I'd never be able to do, but flew right up under them. It's
That
actually the last shorts video on my YouTube is the one I've done.
My heart's pounding just listening to that. It's scaring me to death just listening to that. You guys in the super chat tell me, have you ever flown underneath power lines, or is that something that you want to do on your bucket list? Because wow, that's scary. But anyways, Will Fly, anything else in the super chat? Any questions or comments?
You got some comments. Don C wants to know about well, you already covered that about the wingtip touch. Brian Wallers really likes your shirt, and he wants to know if you have any hot rods.
No, I am looking at getting a couple. My first one is somewhere in the Plymouth line. I'm really thinking about a Duster, mainly for my wife. We'll get her, build her up one, and hopefully make her happy.
Is that like getting her a vacuum cleaner?
Oh, if I ever got her a vacuum cleaner, I'd be dead.
You know the best things to get your wife right: a vacuum cleaner, gym membership, and a scale. Those are the best clothes.
Yeah.
Well, a duster has got to be in there.
Vacuum cleaner.
Plymouth Duster.
Yeah, Dust Buster. Maybe some new frying pans for a birthday or something, right?
Okay, if it's cast iron, we can agree on that one.
There we go. Those are good.
Hey, James says the key to a wingtip touch is one person flies straight and the other slowly moves in, and I agree. I could add to that you should talk about what you're going to do on the ground first. So there's clear communication, kind of know who's doing what.
I hope David Rainey heard that.
Oh, did he just move in on you?
Yeah, he was the one coming to me while I kept it straight, and it wasn't a slowly coming in. I got that video on there too.
He wasn't coming head on, was he?
No, he wasn't coming head on.
Man,
one of the things that I've tried for the first time was using my Gaggle app, and I wanted to see if it worked well like the Skyfly High. Tell us, Joshua, you are doing something for them? You're beta testing for them? How does that work?
Yeah, actually seen they said something about it, I think on their Facebook page. I was like, yeah, I'll help out. I mean, I don't know how much I can help you out with, but it's like, yeah, go to it, get to the beta link, download it, and uh, I guess it gives us the features they roll out first. I'm not exactly for sure, but there's a lot of us that actually do it, but we'll just respond to them, be like, hey, this is messing up, or this is what's going on with this. Is that supposed to happen? And a couple of things gets fixed, bug tweak, stuff like that. We just report straight back to them. Hey, this is what's going on. And they try to fix it on the next update for you.
Okay, so you're just a beta tester. You don't actually work with them.
Oh, no, I do not get any monetary value out of it, nothing like that. I just, hey, this is what's happening on my end. I don't know if anybody else has reported it, but here you go. And then I'll try to send them some data logs, statistics, stuff like that.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. How many people out there know about the Gaggle app? I tried it for the first time, I think yesterday or the day before. Pretty interesting. Lots of features. Let us know in the super chat. So anyway, what else is going on with you as far as flying and your future events? Are you going to maybe Bad Apples or another fly-in?
Yeah, I wished I'd went to Bad Apples this last one. I literally just got my equipment. I think I just took my first flight, so I would have got down there. I probably would have crashed out horribly or something like that and destroyed more stuff. But I didn't go, but I will be at next year's. I'm actually thinking about pulling a Harley and flying from North Alabama to Oshkosh next year. It's 633 miles from my house, so I won't be doing near as much as him. But that would be a good stepping stone for me on cross country.
Absolutely. When do you think you're going to move up and get a new flying machine? Is that going to be like in the near future or maybe next year?
That's probably going to be next year. I'm looking at different wings right now, thinking about moving up in wing size already. I'm starting my spiral, so right now on an A wing, it just requires so much more input to get it to go where you want it to go. To drop it down into a spiral, I got to pull 10, 12 inches of brake just to get it to start going into the spiral. Or I hadn't got into wing overs yet. I want to learn my spirals, get them under control, make sure my oscillation control is still 100%. My energy management is built up first before I do that. But I'm also, again, like I said, I'm looking to advance to another wing. Just don't know when yet on that.
Gotcha. Well, if you ever come out over this way, we got different motors and different wings at the school that you're more than welcome to use. And we got a lot of wings, a lot of motors. I'm not an importer, but I'm a reseller for a lot of different brands. I like it to where my students are able to look at all the different brands and go through all of them, figure out what they want, and then, go to get the wing and get the motor that they actually want instead of one that I actually, are trying to sell them. So you're
Yeah.
more than welcome to give me a call tomorrow. Matter of fact, anybody is. My number is 501-747-3558. Just give me a call or text me. And like I said, I am very lucky, very blessed to be able to resell a lot of wings and paramotors. So if you're able to get over here, you can fly some and see which ones you like the best.
Let me get my eye fixed so I don't destroy your equipment.
Yeah, you break, you buy type of thing. So,
Yep.
yeah, get that eye fixed.
That's why I hadn't flown anybody else's stuff. It was like, I know it could be that instance where I know I'm just not going to land good because of my depth. And that's why I haven't flown anybody else's yet. I hadn't even asked.
Well, there are some things that you can do, and we can talk about that, off air or something like that, as far as landing with that depth perception. And like I said, one of the guys down at Lone Star, he has. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think that he's legally blind with some sort of glasses, and he flies paramotors. So, there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of that's not, I don't know how to say it without maybe hurting somebody's feeling. They have issues, but they have overcome those issues and now are able to fly because of either doing something with the paramotor, doing something with the gear, learning a different way of doing something, and they're able to get out there and fly. Just like we talked about earlier, I cannot believe that until just now, I never even thought about using a trike for people that do have cataracts or have something
Yep.
with their eyes or something like that. I didn't even think about that until tonight. So,
And I know eventually, probably another 10, 20 flights, whatever, that something would kick in, be like, hey, this has hit me landing spot on every time. And that's what I'd have to do. Just at this point, I don't know what it is. Like I said, one of the guys, they could be in my ear, tell me, hey, start your flare. And I'd come in, I'd run it out. And I'd balloon up a little bit or something like that. I might have pulled it a little bit too hard or something. But otherwise, if somebody was in my ear telling me my height off the ground, I'm good. But me doing it on my own, I've landed probably 50% of the ones that I've done on my own. And the other 50%, I've only had 2 bad crashes. So other ones were just sliding in on my legs or something, or my butt. They haven't been bad.
well, that's good, as long as you don't break a prop.
Nope, hadn't broke. Hang on, let me find some wood. Hadn't broke one yet.
Knock on something, right?
You
Gotcha.
see Dave Ruff's comment, Sean?
No, what's that? What do you say?
He says, "Look, man, I'm a blind lunatic. You can fly. You can say." I guess he's saying if he can do it, anyone can. Dave's a good guy. Yeah. That's true. I mean, there's people with all kinds of different limitations, and they're still flying paramotors.
Yep. One-legged paramotor pilots. You got people that can't see, but if there's a will, there's a way. I saw something on the internet, so it must be true. This guy that had no arms, but he had chains connected, or chains or ropes or something, and he was working out at the gym without any arms. And you get these guys or these people that are just bound and determined that I'm going to do this no matter what, and they do it. Looking at my backstory, I had a stroke because of a heart surgery complication. I wasn't able to speak. I wasn't able to eat. I had a tube going into my stomach, but I was bound and determined to fly a paramotor. And I think mentally that challenge, or that focus, that thought, helped me get to the point to where I can fly. So, um, it's mind over matter.
I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah, things I don't say a lot of stuff about it. I did post a lot of stuff about the heart surgery and stuff like that, but this is not my podcast. I mean, this is not you're the guest, not me. So let's talk about you and not about me. This is all about you tonight. So tell us more about your flying and what you want to do in the future. You want to do a SIV in the future, or
Yeah,
learn more things, maybe go on an Icarus race? Tell us about some future events that you want to do.
they've got a lot of plans. Like I said, I want to do the fly to Oshkosh. So I want to do from southeast United States to north of the United States. Another thing I want to do eventually is the something like the Wingman Challenge that's going on right now, or the Icarus race or something like that. I'd love to do that style. I'm getting started in paramotor camping right now, which is freaking amazing. I love it.
Are you actually doing the camping right now?
Oh yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. It wasn't a fly to camp and then fly out of. We actually went and set up camp. We flew around for a couple days and stayed there at the camp. So I love that part of it. But me and another guy will eventually get out and fly to somewhere and camp out and then fly back. Eventually, though, looking at another business aspect, open another business. I just don't know which route I want to go, but it's going to be paramotor involved. That's my 5 to 10 year goal, is to do something like that.
So you want to, you thinking about instructing?
I would love to. I don't know yet. Of course, now I don't have my PPG 1. I don't have any of them ratings. Eventually I will go to a school to even if it's 5 years down the road, just to learn more. Never know, I might pick up something that just, hey, why hadn't I been doing that since the beginning? And finally get my ratings and go up. I do want to do a SILF class, because I think doing something like that, if you know what the wing can do and how it's going to react, it's going to just make you a better pilot.
Absolutely.
Totally agree with that SIV. I did my first SIV 6 months into my flying, and let me tell you the different. Okay, so you imagine 6 months of training, flying, and then you do an SIV course. That SIV course that you do, not only does it make up for, I mean, it's like another 6 months or a year of flying in 2 days of a class. So even though you go into there with 6 months, under your belt, you walk away feeling like you've flown for a year or two.
Oh, wow.
So much more confidence. And you go from, oh, I got to be really careful in doing these wing overs, and the wing overs are just small S turns. After going through an SIV course, you're like whipping down and doing some serious wing overs. You're doing flat down spirals. You're pulling your A's and you're collapsing your wing, and it's like, no big deal. Totally different mindset walking out of the class.
That's what I want. That's the reason I want to do it, is because so I know what my wing can handle, what I can handle, and be able to advance even further. Because I want to get into acro. I want to get into stats, helis, infinities. I want to do that stuff. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I skydive. I'm fixing to get into paragliding so I can learn the thermaling aspect of it. So yeah, I'm ready. Any adrenaline rush I can get, I'm going to go for it.
So long as it's safe, man. Risk versus reward, right?
That could be debatable.
You got a couple of comments there, both from Dave Ruff. He wants to, he says, if you want to see willpower, watch Resurgence PPG solos. It's incredibly emotional to witness the gift of flight. And
Yes.
yeah, I agree. He also says the next flight after SIV was a game changer for him.
Yes.
Awesome. It's good to know.
Yeah, it just really feels like after the SIV course that no matter how many, let's say that you've been flying it for a year, you go to SIV course, now it feels like you've flown for 2 years. I mean, it's just the confidence in your wing and your motor and the lines, and understanding that if you do have you fly, you pull down half of your wing. So you're flying 50% of the wing yourself in these SIV courses. And you're like, really? I can fly with half of a wing collapsed? It's amazing.
Yeah,
And then as soon as you let go, that thing goes whoosh and opens up, and it's like solid as a rock. I'm like, geez, I feel like I'm actually hanging from rafters. It's that you feel that much more confident. It's amazing.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go do my first one. That's for sure.
That's really awesome. Did Brian Waller just say something, Will?
He did. He made a comment. He says, Joshua, you can take the test online, talking about the PPG 1 through the 3 ratings. You need an instructor to see you do certain things before the ratings can be issued, but you still better yourself by passing the test.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I'll have to get with you, Brian Walker, on that.
James says he thinks that personally USPPA instructors should have been through an SIV so they can accurately explain what they teach. I cannot disagree with that.
Yeah, I can't either.
I agree. I feel like a worthy instructor, so I can teach my students what it feels like what to expect in the SIV courses. When you're flying, if your wing does collapse, it's going to pop right back up, and being able to show them too. It's fun to be able to fly up there and do some collapses, big ears, asymmetrics collapses, fly with half my wing and show them, look, I'm flying with half my wing and I'm still flying straight. And that really gives them the confidence of, oh, okay, because one of the scariest things that I thought originally before I started to fly was a wingtip collapse. And I thought that to me was like the most scariest thing that could happen to me. Now I pull half my wing down and I fly straight. I'm like, look, guys, I'm flying straight with half a wing. And
Wow.
okay, I don't feel scared about wingtip collapses anymore. And don't feel worried about, somebody coming over and bumping your tip. As long as they don't get anything wrapped up, man, that wingtip can collapse in 50% and pop right back out. You'd be like, oh, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, looking back on that one, it ain't too bad, but I do like to give David a rough time about it. So does everybody else in our group.
Brian posted the link. If you're interested in the USPPA ratings, you can go to usppa.org and then click on resources to take the test.
We'll be going, that's for sure.
Yeah, and if you're interested in paramotoring, definitely check out the webpage. I mean, it's a good,
Oh,
a good place to start.
I've been watching their airspace videos.
Yeah, airspace videos are good. Jeff Goen over at Foot Flyer, he has a lot of videos. Matter of fact, that's one of the things that I've done too, is I got all of his videos, watch them over and over again. It's just so much information going through, and he has a great instructor book too for instructors that he has published. And of course, his PPG Bible books are definitely on par for everyone. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I just won that series at the last flying I went to, the Jeff Goen series, the DVD. So I've never seen them myself. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, So okay, let's go ahead and take a look at them real quick, because one of the things that you do have the airspace. If you watch the airspace video, that right there, that's a good hour and a half, I think, and it just totally clicks with his with the videos. It's on 3D and stuff. It really makes you understand all these words that you're reading in the PPG Bible, and looking on sectional charts. It just makes it so easy. The risk versus reward is always good with William Shatner to be talking to you. Hey, this is how you do. No, I don't even know how to do it. But anyways, you got some good tips and tricks, which are good. But this is the good one, the mastering. So we got the mastering advanced ground handling. That is a really good one for ground handling. Advanced launching, that has really helped my launches and be able to help my students launch. In-flight precision, really a good video that talks about how to fly, use your trim settings, just pretty much everything, how it works. And here's one for you: advanced landings. Really good. It even goes into the foot drag to the landing that I love to do. And
I thought you were going to say advanced landings for Cataract. Cataract.
I wish I would have now, because that was an awesome response. I love that, but no, I'm not that quick. Apparently, I'm still got this sinus thing, still got the cold medicine, so I'm not quick-witted. I haven't been flying as much either too, because I don't like to fly on cold medicine. But speaking about flying, we did have some really good wind. I got that Adam 80 out, and it took me 3 steps and I was in the air. And that's how windy it was. When I landed, I went straight down and backwards when I landed. But I was teaching the kids, or the students, that when you do have that happen, when you turn around, you hold onto the brake, you reach up and you grab your seat lines. When you pull down, the wing will just collapse, no matter how windy it is. And I think that actually helped them too. It's really good. So all these advanced classes, all these advanced DVDs, really good series. You can find it over at Foot Flyer. I think it's footflyer.org or net. I'm not sure which one it is. Just search for Foot Flyer. Jeff Goen has made these. It's absolutely incredible. So shout out to Jeff and his PPG Bible and the series. Really good stuff. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock. Any questions from the panel? Any more questions in the super chat?
Go ahead, Linda.
Thumbnail. Thumbnail.
All right, thumbnail.
Okay.
Almost forgot.
So we
Josh,
got
Josh, how many thumbnails have you been in?
4 or 5 now.
It's
we
really
got
good.
23 watching and 9 thumbs up while we're doing the thumbnail here.
All right, thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up really helps us out, guys. We do this live, but we take the audio and we put it to our podcast on the internet. So you can go to any of your favorite podcasting apps. You can go to Audible. We're on Audible, Amazon Music, Spotify, you name it. We're there. Just search for PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. We get about an average of, what was it, 5,000 a week or no, 5,000 a month. So between 1,000 and 1,500 listens or downloads of this podcast every week.
Right on. You ready?
We're ready. Let's do the thumbs up. Thumbs up.
1, 2, 3. All
Ka-ching,
right, got
ka-ching.
it.
All right.
Hey, if it's okay, Sean, I know we got that Hurricane Ian, and instead of having a moment of silence for the people down there, I told Brian Waller that I'd give him a hurricane tip that my buddy sent me.
Okay.
Can I show it to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, just go ahead and keep talking, you know. I'll set it up.
And what kind
But I had
of
it.
what kind of person would I be if I said no? I mean, are you asking me to really hear me say yes or no, or you're like, he's gonna say yes anyways?
I'm just being, you know,
He's being polite. Will do what he wants on the show. He basically owns his show.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, Lord, don't tell him that.
You know, I think they've changed the way they do sharing here. It looks different. They've added whiteboard,
Yeah.
and they used to have a thing that said window. Oh, I see it. Never mind. All right. So here's a tip for you, Brian. This is what you should do.
Love it.
Wow.
I love it. That's
awesome. Hurricane preparedness. That
is awesome. Do that to
How
your Paramotor too.
What's that gold star next to his name? Does that mean he's a YouTube star or what?
Well, he's not only is a YouTube star, but you can also join my channel, and depending on what you donate to the channel to help us with everything, you get a little star when you are on there. You get to have member-only videos, behind the scenes. We do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that nobody else gets to hear or see, smell or taste or know about, and you can do that at as little as $2.99 a month to help this channel. And since we spend so much money on podcasting and apps and all the extra money that we do, we are putting into a fund so we can bring in a disabled vet. As you know, I'm a disabled vet, and that's why I started training, because I want to bring in disabled vets. I want to help everybody out there as much as I can, but unfortunately it takes money. And if you think being a instructor is easy, I am available from sunup to sundown 7 days a week for all my students. I don't know anybody else that does that, and we are on conference calls, we're on Zoom calls. They come over, we do motor maintenance, we go out and kite. The students can use the school's gear as much as they want to for life, forever, and they can come back for trike transition training for free. And when we start doing advanced stuff, they can come back for free. It's like, once you're a student, you're always a student. The more I learn, the more I give back to the community. So with you guys helping with donations in the super chat or as a membership, I try to give back as much as I can to you guys too. So he is a superstar. He's been helping for over a year, donating a lot of stuff, really helping me out over the last couple of years. So thank you, Brian Waller, John Wayne. Thank you guys, everybody that has helped me out over the years. Definitely appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you, Sean. I mean, really, I know this isn't a money-making venture for you, and I know that you're doing it.
Not money-making.
Yeah, it's not. And so I know you're doing it to give to the community, and me personally, I appreciate you doing it.
No, I love doing it. I love hanging out with my friends, and I don't make as many videos as I used to because I am so involved with, locally now, trying to help the students and get people up in the air. And like I said, trying to find ways of getting some more money so I can help disabled vets come over here and learn to fly for free.
Awesome. That's what I love about this show. You know, I love the camaraderie we all have, you know, on the panel and with my chatters. And I so appreciate everybody, you know, that jumps in on Mondays, you know, to watch our show and however you listen and all that stuff. I think it's really good. And it's cool because even the guests that I get on the show has, to me, I think it's opened up a lot of doors for them too, you know, getting a lot of different guests that I found in the last few years or whatever. And it's cool. It really makes me happy. It really makes me happy. I totally enjoy it.
Makes me happy
Somebody
too.
else, you know.
And if you guys don't know, everybody that has been on the show is on a special guest messenger chat. And we all talk daily about things that are going on in the community and just a lot of talking. It's actually more fun to watch and listen what people are posting in our guest chat than going on YouTube or Reddit or anything else, because you know everything is focused right here on our community. It's really amazing, really fun. If you guys want to be a guest, if you guys want to be on this special secret guest chat that is really amazing, get up with Linda Anderson. Go to paramomusa.com. Get up with me personally. If you know me, Will Fly, Jim, even Joshua we can help you get onto it, get on the show, or just be part of the group and listen in on our guest chat.
Yep.
There you go. There you go.
So
Always more than welcome.
it's really fun, very, very enjoyable. And just in a couple more months, we're going to be on our 4th year of doing the podcast.
Golly.
I know, right? I think it's going to be really cool when we can say 20 years and then go back and look at the very first podcast, which was done on my cell phone, which was done just on the recording thing. And then that audio, because when somebody called in, so I put on speakerphone with a recorder next to it. I was talking, and then it was that way. The very first podcast. It was just so basic, so ridiculous. But we got a lot of really awesome people in at first. You know, we even got Jeff Goen on was a guest.
That's right.
Kyle
That's
O
right.
was a guest. We got a lot of very famous people on. As guests, but we decided that we wanted to go for the newer people that don't have a big YouTube channel. So if you are listening to us, make sure you go down to the description, go to Joshua's YouTube, click subscribe, you know, and that's how we're trying to help our guests too, to get a couple more subscribers in.
Yeah. That's how, you get on the show, be a guest or whatever. And like I said, it really opens up a lot of doors for people. And plus I love this, like tonight, just the advice, you know, that Brian was giving Joshua, you know, on the pilot thing and all that stuff. And that's what it's about. It's all about all of us helping each other.
I was thinking over the last little while that it might be nice to get some subjects and to get some experts on those subjects again and talk about those particular subjects, and just once again, because obviously things are changing, and just to add a little variety as well to the show.
That sounds good. So Linda, let's think about getting an expert on once a month and doing that. So we'll have like 3 guests, and then one of the weeks in the month we'll have an expert come on to talk about things that we may not know about, because I did like that back in the day, you know, talking to people that, you know, really knew a lot. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So instead of like a game night, let's go ahead and do expert night.
Please, you know, you guys, you got ideas, or a name pops up in your head, you know, you're up there flying, like, oh, I know who going to reach out to me, and then I'll reach out to that person, and we'll go from there. But yeah, because I know a lot of people that fly and everything, but I have to kind of look and see, who I can get
Would
on
you
the show.
consider doing a game night as well? Do game night, an expert night, and then have like 2 interviews nights a month?
We could do that too. So, you guys in the super chat, let us know how you want our podcast to go. I mean, I can talk about paramotors all day long. I do talk about paramotors all day long.
Yeah, you do.
7 days a week from sun up to sundown, and I love it. I love to do that. But what do you guys want as far as listeners? I mean, everyone that's out there has a voice. So if you're listening to our audio, text me 501-747-3558 and tell me what you would like to see on the podcast, what you like to hear on the podcast. If you're able to be here live, let us know in the super chat what you'd like to see, what you like to hear. Get up with ParaMomUSA.com. Our very own Linda Anderson goes to her Facebook page and tell her what you would like. Get up with Will Fly from Will Fly PPG. Jim in Canada use the QR code on his thing, which is also carepp.com. Josh's information is down below. Make sure you get up with him and tell him what you would like to see or hear. I mean, this is all about this is a community. So this is not just our podcast. We're going to do what we want to do. No, let us know what you would like to hear, what you'd like to see, and if you are an expert. Or someone that is really knowledgeable. Maybe we shouldn't say expert. How about very knowledgeable? Because, anybody that has a lot of knowledge in anything, two-stroke motors, wind, maybe get a meteorologist that can tell us more about, micrometeorology, how to use the whole thing, and then try to get down and understand your particular little bit when you're flying. Anything that you can think of, please let us know. We would love to get these people on. And yeah, Linda, let's you and I think about that. Will Fly, let's think about that. You guys, let's figure out what we can do. Even though I still want to get guests on. I love brand new pilots. Josh has been amazing. It's always fun to go back because once you're doing this for so long, you forget what it's like to not even know what a malleon is. You don't even know what an A-line is. It's like, what is a chord? What is a span? I mean, you don't even think about stuff like that. What is a leading edge? What is a trailing edge? I mean, we know this stuff because we're dealing with it all the time, and we forget to not dumb down, but to try to remember that this podcast is being listened to by people that aren't flying yet, that are thinking about flying, saw Tucker Gott's McDonald's video and are searching for Paramotor podcast, and they find us and they want to learn more. So that's why we have Linda Anderson. She is the one that reminds us, hey guys, what the hell is a leading edge, to help us with everybody else that doesn't have a word in edgewise as we're doing this podcast. So
yeah, that's true.
God, I feel like I just keep on talking.
You got a couple ideas in the chat for guests.
Okay, yeah. Who do we have? What do they?
Austin Jaffe hasn't been on, and John Wayne says we got to get Don and David on the show.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
And Brian Waller wants to
reach out to me.
He wants to claim episode, what's it, 229, because it'll be the 200th episode after his hay bale thing.
Oh,
okay. All right. So this is episode 138. So we got a little bit of time.
Oh,
left.
wait, did he say 229?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Good catch, Sean. Anyways, book him, Linda.
Okay. All right.
Also too.
We got Brian Waller for the month of drum roll.
What year is that going to be? Because this is our third year, going on our fourth year, and we only got 138 right now. So it might be another couple of years.
Seriously, that'd be fun to have Brian be a guest on the show.
Also, too, Lift Paramotor.
Oh, he's a
Lift
fun guy, man.
Lift
We gotta
Paramotor
get
is
that
always
guy on
here
the
too.
show.
Other people that are instructors that are in the instructing business. People that are
Okay,
selling wings and paramotors. We need more people that specifically know what's going on. We only got 10 likes, guys. If you're able to give us some likes, give us some likes. We're only at 10 right now. But anyway, yeah, this
all
this
right.
is really good. And
Got
I
my
keep
work
on.
cut out tomorrow.
You what?
Yes, I got my work cut out tomorrow
Exactly.
for yes, for November. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have
Go ahead, Jim.
the game show tomorrow or next week, right?
No, we have a guest because that was remember
Scott.
that was my fault, Sean. Remember?
No, it's not. It's not a fault.
Scott.
It's not a fault. We're trying game nights. We're trying different things, but
Yeah.
like Jim said, maybe having an expert on because I think we have the 10th clear for the game night. I would be okay with finding an expert that would be on the 10th
Okay.
because
Okay.
game nights are always fun. We can always do like an after show game thing. So like right now, it's like we could say this is the end of the podcast and then do 30-minute game show. I mean, we can always do game shows.
Yeah, we got
As-
Avery for the 17th, and then we got John Allen on the 24th. So we got some good stuff coming up.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see if we can find somebody on the 10th of October that
Okay.
is very knowledgeable on something. Let Linda know or myself know if you would like someone on the 10th of October that knows something interesting that we'd like to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm
Let me
gonna have to
know,
miss
and I'll,
that one.
I can reach out to him, get everything set up for that night or whatever. But yeah, in the chatters, if you know somebody, whatever, and say, hey, how about this guy? Just PM me and say, hey, what about this one? And we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. Well, Josh, we haven't forgot about you, but we definitely appreciate you letting us go off on tangents and stuff like
Oh no, I'd rather it go that way too.
that. So, you said that you are thinking about doing another business dealing with something in paramotors. Are you thinking about, I tell you what I would like to see. I'd like to see somebody manufacture some really good strobe lights that are inexpensive,
Right.
that are rechargeable and will last for a couple hours.
I've actually been looking at that and doing like how everybody's got the ring lights now on their hoop, doing custom ones that maybe even put with an app that you can set up your own custom patterns or whatever. Been looking in that, but trying to get under $100 a piece on that, it's going to be kind of rough.
Yeah. Yeah, my dog said that was rough. One of the things that one of the things that you can do too is get up with Mark George. He and the gang are making those props that have the LED lights in them. Maybe you can get up with him and figure out what, if there's something that could be done as far as hoop lights or something like that. That'd be
Yep.
pretty neat. But yeah, what do you guys want to see as far as paramotor paraphernalia? I want to see some good strobes. I want to see some good strobes.
No.
So,
Left said Hunter Strobes $75.
Hunter strobes, have you used the Hunter strobes? What do you think about them?
I haven't. The strobe I use is from JT Wardle. The
Yeah, how much is
Guardian.
that?
Guardian Angel. That's what I use.
You
How
use
much is
Guardian
it?
Angel?
Yeah.
It's what, $90 for the large one?
Yeah, they're under $100. And that thing's been rock solid. Been real happy with that.
What
Oh
do
God, yeah.
You Velcro it to your helmet?
No, it's on my cage. It's with a really strong magnet.
Yeah,
Not
that's
a
the way I got mine.
Maggot, something different.
Got a strong maggot smell on my cage.
Yeah.
So we got Hunter strobes, Guardian Angel. Remember, we had Far Out strobes on there, but he's not making them anymore. Those were really good strobes. PPG Smoke, they did some really good strobes too. They have the version 2 out. I had the version 1, and my prop decided to licked the other strobe, and now I don't have a prop or the strobe. So I'm looking for a strobe. Who has Hunter strobes? Who has the Guardian strobes? What do you think about them? Are there any more out there that you know of? Let's talk about strobes real quick. Can you show a picture of your strobe
Oh,
mounted?
I got mine right here.
And that is, let me go ahead and
Guardian. Got
How
it.
do you mount that, Josh?
It's got a magnetic base on the bottom of it, but I actually don't use the magnetic. I got two little pop clamps with a screw that I put inside them screw holes, and it just sits on top of my frame.
can I see the other side of it? So
And it has to be kind of like flat, right? Because the strobe is coming out of the thin edge.
No, it's literally sits right up on top of my hoop like that.
Yeah.
where are the
Exactly.
strobes? Are there an all around on every side or just on one side?
See if I can turn this thing on and not blind me.
Well, close your eyes.
Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be too bright.
It's got like 3 different modes too, and you know the strobe, but it also acts as a when you're putting your gear up as a regular flashlight, kind of.
It's 360 degrees.
Yeah, it's all the way around.
Oh, okay. 360 degrees, and that is really bright. And this is the Hunter strobe you're talking about,
Yep.
or the Guardian Angel?
That's the Guardian.
Guardian Angel, my bad.
All right, so we're looking at the Guardian Angel online right now. Is it what's the URL? Guardian Angel devices?
GuardianAngelDevices.com.
Okay. And what are
I
they?
got mine from Action. What's the Action Co? It's JT Wardle's.
Yeah, JT Wardle does sell them. That's true. I wanted to see it to show the way it has. I actually attach the magnet to my frame at the top where, let me stop this. You know where the V basically, I don't know about all frames, but on my frame, it's got a V that comes up to the top center of the ring.
Mm.
So I mount between those two
You're talking about the
spars. Yeah, I mount between the two spars. I mount the magnet on the front. So it just snaps right onto that magnet. It's never once come off, and it's got a tether too, just in case it came off. It wouldn't go anywhere. So
does it? But when you do that, is it able to do 360 all the way around you, or is it more of an up and around?
it's up and around, but don't forget, it's also illuminating your wing too. So there's no way that it can't. You're going to be seen in all directions.
Okay.
I think
That might be better illuminating your wing because it's bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't these 5 mile, Will, instead of the 3 mile rating?
Yeah, it's more than the 3 statute mile requirement. Well, more, yeah, 5 miles.
How does that compare to the PPG smoke ones?
I don't have any experience with that. I do have experience with what was the other one that was kind of expensive? Yeah, I can't remember it, but this one is my favorite by far. And I've had it for I think going on 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. That's what I need. I need someone that sells these strobes so I can be a reseller of strobes so I can get a free strobe. I spent so much money on strobes over the last X amount of years. I can't even tell you. I just burnt out like I said, I just killed my PPG smoke. I think that was $140 that I got, and
this one still won't survive direct impact with the prop, Sean, but it's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's just one of those things that I wanted to have a strobe on this one, so I quickly put it on there with an emergency strap. But what happened is it flipped backwards into the prop, and I've never had that done before. So now I know all these things that you live and learn. But yeah, I like the one that far out strobes because it could go on that middle spar like you were talking about, Will.
Mm-hmm.
And it stuck really well.
Will, do you have the micro one or did you get the other one?
I don't have the micro. I've got the larger one.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The one that Josh has is a micro?
No, this is the large.
Okay. I was like, wow, if that's a micro, I can't imagine what the large is. And how much you said that was? About 100 bucks? 75?
Yeah. It was like 90, I think.
Okay. I will definitely have to look around because I need a new strobe. Sunset rolled around. I'm like, crap, I can't fly now. It's amazing
Yeah.
that last 30 minutes or before, sunrise, it's like that's a lot of time to just sit around and go, I don't have a strobe, damn it.
Yep.
We're fortunate we don't need them up here, but still it would be, I mean, we don't need them to fly, but it would be really nice to have one just anyways, right?
I always kept my strobe on during the day. Anytime I flew, I kept my strobe on. It didn't make any difference. Matter of fact, I usually had two strobe, one for the daylight, and then I always made sure that I had a second one that was charged for, if I do go fly, 30 minutes after.
Why don't we reach out to JT? He should be done that Wingman Challenge and see if he wants to talk about the Guardian Angel strobes.
I put it on my list already.
Oh, did you already say that?
Guy, I'll see.
I'm like,
I don't know
I
if
heard
he's
somebody
still,
say JT. I'm like, I wrote it down. He's going to be on my next phone call. So hopefully we can get him on the 10th too.
JT's still doing the challenge, right? Yeah.
He's on the challenge.
Trevor.
Yeah.
He'll be
he's on.
done by then.
So
That should be over already.
Paraninja says he likes not having to recharge the Hunter strobe after every single flight. Is it like because it's got a really strong battery? Is that what he means?
Really?
Or is it that it's powered? I don't know. It must have a really strong battery. The Guardian Angel, I'm not complaining at all about how long it lasts. I don't know how long it.
I don't either. I've charged mine one time and I've put about 15 flights on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that was my question, but I was thinking I should wait until JT was on. I got a ton of questions for this thing.
I'll reach out to him. He was on our show.
Yeah, he should
In
still
our
be on our
early
chat.
years.
Yeah, he should still be on our chat.
Remember that?
No,
He was-
John
yeah.
Wayne got 4 of those minis. You said 4 free for a late shipment.
Oh, wow.
Dang, man. Way to go.
I'll take one.
He really likes the micros.
The micro is supposed to be good for like wingtips.
Oh, didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's not something I just haven't been sold on that concept of the wingtip strobes. They do look cool though.
I had a couple of them from PPG Smoke, and I never put those in the wingtips. I've always just put them on the outside of my cage, and I put the other one on top. So I had 3 of them going on my cage at one time, which was awesome. All I had to do is reach up and click one, and they all lit up. So those were great. I really like those a lot, but I never put them in the wingtips. Like that's what you were supposed to do. Oh, Mark George has designed one really light to put in wingtips. I would like to check those out.
How did you attach the PPG Smoke ones?
They were just wireless. So long as you had your main one, it would connect to the other ones and
No, how did you attach it to the cage?
lots of zip ties. But this was the Angel, so it's a double hoop.
Yeah, I drilled a couple extra holes. I got one of those into there. So I drilled a couple extra holes into the strobe, and I'm gonna try and zip tie because it's only got 2 spots there. It only originally had 1 spot to zip tie. So I'm gonna try and zip tie in 2 spots and see how that works.
Definitely.
But it doesn't work like it only has strobe on the front and the back. It's not like the Guardian Angel all the way around.
Yeah, there's just so many different ones out there. So it'll be really interesting to see what we can do.
John Wayne said too heavy for the wingtip, so I take that back on the micros being for wingtip.
Yeah, he says, ask me how I know. I kind of want to hear that story.
So the micros are still too heavy for the wingtips, or the main ones?
The main ones were definitely too heavy. The
So
big
the
ones.
Yeah.
micros are still too heavy for a wingtip?
I think that's what he's saying.
Wow,
Apparently he tried it.
interesting. John Wayne, if you got 4 of those strobes, I'll have to buy one of those from you. I think we're all meeting up in Alabama, are we not?
Are y'all?
I think so.
When?
I think it's secret.
Ah, I got you.
It was.
I think it was a secret one that we're going to. We're going to a secret fly-in.
I'll have to get with y'all later about that.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
'Cause
it is
I'm right
eight.
outside of.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I was just saying I'm right outside of Huntsville, so.
Sounds good. We are at 8:30 and we only have like 12 people watching, so we've probably gone way past what people want to listen to. They messed up because we're going to give away $10,000. No, we're just kidding.
Canadian.
Yeah, yeah, Canadian, or
I'll
Jamaican.
reach out to JT.
There you go, Jamaican. That's
Making money. Yeah, because we were just in Jamaica and the lady was telling us she had $100 bill and she said that's like $1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean. John Wayne says it's hard to take off with big ears. Yeah, micros are too heavy.
Yeah, it really is. It's hard to take off the big ears, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't like putting anything in my wingtips. That just seems like it would, if it came down and then because it's so heavy got wrapped in some lines.
Ooh.
I mean, you can fly like that, but it just doesn't sound like a very fun evening with those possibilities. Anyway, so any other questions that we missed in the super chat? Any questions on the panel for Mr. Joshua Marsh? Or have we talked so much paramotor he wants to get out of the paramotor field now?
I'll say Joshua Marsh was an awesome guest.
Absolutely. He's a great panel member, a great guest, and hopefully he'll hang on the panel member for a long time. And like I said, we're going to be rolling on 4 years here, and you can be, part of the 4-year crew.
All right. Sounds good to me. I'll be here.
He has that big smile. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be on the big 4-year. But yeah, we'll definitely have to book Brian Haybell on the 229th, since we got him on the 29th way back in the day. He may not know this, but he actually is one of the reasons why we veered into this direction on the podcast. He made a big difference on our podcast. He really did back in the day.
Yep.
So we appreciate you, Brian.
Yep, sure did.
Well, we appreciate you, Joshua Marsh.
Appreciate it.
Links to everything are down below. Make sure you go there and check out his YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to his channel. Hit that bell notification so when he starts popping up some really cool shenanigans, we'll be able to see what he does and keep up with him. We also got Will Fly from Will Fly PPG. He puts out a lot of awesome content, and his Just the Tip series, pretty good series. Linda Anderson, she is our PR girl. She takes care of us. If you want to be on the show, get up with Linda Anderson by going to paramomusa.com. That forwards over to her Facebook page. Just say, hey, I want to be on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast.
There you
Got
go.
Jim from Canada, He's the only guy I know with maple syrup smelling money with the loony and toonies up there. He's our official sponsor of PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, ClearProp TV, Paramotor, the only paramotor podcast that you want to listen to on Monday nights, and he is our official sponsor. He helped us with lots of stickers, decals, and even the paramotor calendar from paramotorcalendar.com last year. Or was it this year? Last year. And time flies, so do paramotor pilots. You can always find him by hitting that QR code or going by carepp.com, or watch his shenanigans at his YouTube by going to careppg.com. My name is Sean Symons. You can always find me at ppggrandpa.com or iflyparamotors.com. We run a small school here in Arkansas at paramotorarkansas.com. Check us out. Anything else before we head on out, guys? You
Quick
got
shout out to Walter who just made it, and Marshall.
Walter just made it. Walter from Australia made it. Walter,
Walter,
you made it. You made it just in time to say goodbye. Aw. But at least we know that we do have a tomorrow. Since he is in Australia, there is a tomorrow. He is
That's
actually
right.
living in the
That's
future.
right.
So
Yeet.
that is awesome. And
Right.
we appreciate you guys. We really do.
He wants to know what he won.
Walter, remember? Oh, that's why he doesn't come over here anymore, because he won everything. He won everything. We sent a big care package to him. He won everything we ever put out there. Matter of fact, that's why we're bankrupt, because of Walter. We had to send it to Australia. Do you know how much it costs to send something in the future? It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Oh gosh, you
Yeah.
guys are great.
Yeah, I wanted to just say, Mark and Joshua, it's really nice to hear your story, more of it. I mean, man, you've got a lot going on.
Mhm.
Pretty
I sure
cool.
do. Thank y'all for having me.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. And if you guys have not read his bio, read his bio and you'll shed a tear, because this guy is so incredibly kind. What he did, he could have been flying a lot sooner, but look what he did. Read the bio. It's like amazing guy. Josh, you are amazing.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, buddy.
Yeah.
Anything else before we say goodbye to the world?
That's it. We got Todd Scott next week. I'm going to reach out to him, give him this little reminder like I do on Fridays.
Awesome.
And yeah, I had fun tonight. I hope the chatters did and the viewers. We appreciate you so much. Join us on Monday night.
Absolutely. Will, you got a show tomorrow too?
We do have a show, Tuesday Night Hangouts with Shane and Mark McElroy and myself, 8 p.m. on YouTube. So yeah, come hang out with us. Never know what we're gonna end up talking about.
You can find them over at ppgshane.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you know when he puts out new material. We also got All Girl podcast from our lovely Jade, paramotorgirl.com, Flying Flamingo Jade. So you can go over to paramotorgirl.com, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, and check out the All Girl podcast, which is absolutely amazing. And then, of course, our very own Linda Anderson is going to tell us what's going to go on Thursdays, or usually goes on Thursdays.
Yeah, we got Thursday night is paraglidingtalk.com with my son, Robert Michaels. He's a paraglider, of course. I'll just give you the heads up. There's no show this Thursday because he's got some family things he's taking care of on Thursday, but he'll be back the following week. So y'all enjoy the rest of your week. And I jump in the chat and all the shows during the week, and I love it, and it's just everybody, encourages everybody and all that, and it's fun. So
Everybody knows Linda.
family. Prayers for Florida. If you're out there listening, viewers, truckers, all you guys and gals, please stay safe. Stay safe out there. We've got a lot of parapeeps out there, and a lot of the truck. I know a lot of truck drivers that they're under that in that hurricane zone, and so prayers out to everybody.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Anything else before we say goodbye to the world?
It's been fun.
It has been a blast. I love it. So what did you learn today that you did not know before? What is our takeaway from today? I learned about cataracts. Pretty neat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I did not know about that. Never even thought if you have cataracts, you can still fly PPG, a trike. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned how to strap my house down during a hurricane. I do it right.
Absolutely. That was amazing. That was awesome.
Yeah.
We
There you
learned what a decal is because of Jim. We all know what a decal is, right?
Yep.
Thank you, Jim. We would not have known that if it wasn't for this show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most importantly, I learned all about Joshua Marsh, kind of what makes him tick and his story. And Man, that's the most powerful thing right there.
Absolutely. And what a kind man this guy is. Like I said, if you haven't read his bio, read his bio. It's absolutely amazing.
Don't put that out too much that I'm kind. I got an image to uphold.
All righty. Well, my wife is knocking on the door, says it's time for old grandpa to go to bed. So I'm going to have to say farewell. And y'all fly safe. Once again, Josh, thank you so much for being on the show. We
Thanks,
definitely
everybody. Thank you,
appreciate you.
Jeff.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Linda. You
Guys.
guys are wonderful out there. And we will see you tomorrow at ppgshane.com.